I've said it before and I'll say it again, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 has one of the best Call of Duty campaigns ever. It is absolutely in my top 5 and maybe even in my top 3 or 2 campaigns of all time. It is fantastic, well written, and the attention to detail is amazing. And today, that attention to detail is the thing that we are going to be focused on. We are going to be looking at 10 small details that are mind-blowing to me that they focused on in this Call of Duty game. These are 10 things that are going to shock you and surprise you that you didn't know were in the campaign. Essentially, they're 10 little Easter eggs that you didn't know were there. But the crazy part about these little details is there's a couple of them that actually are going to affect the overall story of the entire Modern Warfare 2019 campaign. One of which, to me, is absolutely mind-blowing that I haven't seen anybody make a video on. And that one's gonna be about halfway through the video. Now, before we dive into these little details, I just wanted to let you guys know that as of this video going live, I am going to be live streaming over on Twitch. It'll be the first link down in the description, and I try to do this 2 to 3 times a week, hang out with you guys, answer any questions revolving around the campaign, the multiplayer, and just hang out and have a good time. So if you want to check out the live stream, it is the first link down in the description, and hopefully I see you there tonight. So I'm assuming, as all of you already know, Captain Price is one of the main characters within Modern Warfare 2019, and Captain Price is an iconic character throughout the Modern Warfare universe. He has been one of the few characters that has been in every Modern Warfare game and has been one of the most important characters ever since. But I don't think a lot of people realize how similar the Captain Price is in Modern Warfare 2019 to the previous 3 games. They even went as far as taking some of his famous taglines and putting them in separate games. Here are some examples.
Blue! Blue! I see you. You armed up? Yes, sir. Captain Price. Sergeant Carrick. You with me? Check those corners.
Check those corners. Move. Check those corners.
We have to go now!
Just keep your gun on the Russians.
Help Garrett, I'll cover.
You done in, Sergeant? On your feet, we are leaving!
The ship's sinking! We've got to go now! Come in, damn it!
This is Bravo 6, we're on our way out! On your feet, soldier! We are leaving! Get to the catwalk!
The crazy thing with that second one is that the scenarios are exactly the same when he says it. He's literally giving you a hand, reaching for you, and says almost the exact same thing in both games. And Captain Price in either game is actually a different voice actor, which is pretty insane. But we also actually see this with different characters as well. For example, in the mission Death Highway, after you were told to shoot a watermelon with your sniper rifle, you hit the watermelon, and then Hadir says in Arabic,
Hit!
تسويبك ممتاز.
well, in Call of Duty 4, once again in the very first mission, FNG, you were told by Gaz to knife a watermelon to learn how to melee properly. Well, guess what he says?
Nice! Your fruit killing skills are remarkable. Captain Price wants to see you.
Literally almost the exact same thing that Hadir says to you in Arabic. And I'm pretty confident that there is definitely some more of these spread throughout the campaign. These were just 3 that stood out to me as quite obvious. Next, we're going to move into something that has never made sense to me in the Modern Warfare campaign. And it's a little loophole, and I'm not exactly sure 100% how it can be explained. But I've kind of talked about this on the channel before. Throughout the campaign, we can see Alex is actually wearing the Task Force 141 logo. And at first, I wasn't 100% sure that this was the Task Force 141 logo, but now that we've seen the logo in multiplayer, we know that it 100% is. And throughout the entire campaign, Alex is wearing this logo. However, that does make sense if Captain Price wanted him to be in Task Force 141. After all, at the very end of the campaign, we find out that this is Captain Price's grand plan to found Task Force 141. But here's the weird part. Throughout the entire campaign, Captain Price isn't seen wearing this logo through the entire campaign, which would make you think that Alex was actually a part of Task Force 141 before Captain Price. But we see Captain Price trying to create this group at the end of the campaign. This is something that has never made sense to me, and I don't understand how it works to this day. If you have any ideas, feel free to let me know down in the comments. So here's where things get crazy. I haven't seen anybody talk about this on YouTube, on any social media, and it is absolutely crazy. It is actually game-changing for the entire story of Modern Warfare 2019. As we know, one of the very first missions is the terrorist attack on Piccadilly Circus in Modern Warfare. This is acted out as if it was completely planned by Alcatala and the Wolf. However, I'm going to tell you right now, it is not. Essentially, there are four main bad guys in the Modern Warfare campaign. We've got the Wolf, the Butcher, Hadir, and Roman Barkov. But guess what? None of these characters planned this attack. Guess who did? Vladimir Makarov. No, you did not hear me wrong. A character that isn't even in Modern Warfare 2019 did and planned this attack. How do I know? From Modern Warfare 2. In Modern Warfare 2, there is a mission called Loose Ends, where you go to Makarov's safe house to try to capture him. This is the same mission where Ghost dies, by the way. Kind of beside the point, but it's the same mission. But when you actually get to his safe house and you have a look around the house, you can see several different pictures and articles about the planned attack on Zakhaev International Airport, one of the most iconic missions in any Call of Duty game. But they're sitting on Makarov's desk, the same one where you have to download the information from. There is a newspaper clipping. The article reads, "Makarov vows revenge in taped message," and then shows an image of Piccadilly Circus. The article then goes on to read, "Saturday's bombing of Piccadilly Circus was followed by Vladimir Makarov's 23rd tape broadcast." Essentially, Makarov claims responsibility for the Piccadilly Circus attack. This was back in Modern Warfare 2 that this article existed, and since then, there was never a mission that took place in Piccadilly Circus until Modern Warfare 2019. Now, throughout the campaign, we never see Makarov. We never even hear the name Makarov. But what we do know is that he worked alongside Imran Zakhaev, aka Mr. Z, the same person that we see at the very end in Spec Ops. Now, what if I told you that Makarov may have actually played a bigger part in Modern Warfare 2019 than you may think? Well, that's something I'd actually really like to cover, but I don't know if you guys want to see it. So if you want to see that, let me know by simply hitting that like button on this video, and I will follow up with an entire story video talking about Makarov in Modern Warfare 2019. All you got to do to show me is hit that like button. Now, a couple more Easter eggs to finish off the video. The first of which is the teddy bear. So on the mission, the Wolf's Den, you can actually see one of the famous Modern Warfare teddy bears sitting on a couch. Now, it's often assumed that this teddy bear is actually from the Treyarch games because the teddy bear inside the mystery box in Zombies. That's not true. We've talked about this many times before, but the teddy bear Easter egg actually originated in the Infinity Ward games and is rumored to be a remembrance to one of the developer's daughters who actually passed away during the development of an early Infinity Ward Call of Duty game. This teddy bear differs from other teddy bears in other Call of Duty games with the star on the chest of the teddy bear. It's the same thing in every Infinity Ward game. And an even sadder location for this teddy bear is actually in the baby's crib in the mission Clean House, which, when you think about the origin of this teddy bear, is actually relatively sad. And then finally, the last Easter egg we're going to dive into. You've probably seen this one, especially if you've seen the movie 13 Hours. In the mission, The Embassy, at the very end of the mission, you're basically putting up a final stand by an embassy, and in doing so, you're on top of these roofs and shooting enemies as they come at you. This is exactly the same as a scene in the movie 13 Hours. Like, literally exactly the same. I'm gonna put some footage in here, but I can't put too much because of copyright, but you're definitely going to see the similarities. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are 10 things you didn't know about the Modern Warfare campaign. Some of them were a little bit more in-depth than others, like the Makarov thing, and if you did enjoy the video, it is appreciated if you do hit that like button. On top of that, let me know what you thought down in the comments, and if you have any theories like this, feel free to let me know down there. On top of that, if you like what you see here, want to stay up to date on all my videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you turn notifications on. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, peace out.